This is one of those rare programs where my guest is so famous that I'm not going to waste his time and insult your intelligence by bothering to introduce him. All I'll say is, ladies and gentlemen, Shahrukh Khan. Welcome to the program, Shahrukh.
Thank you so much. Good evening.
I saw you on television at an awards function, and you said you liked going to awards functions not because the awards mattered, not because the public adulation mattered, but because it mattered to be there under the stars, because you felt you were telling your parents who were somewhere up there, look dad, look mom, I made it. Do you feel they're with you? I mean, is there any sense of that?
Always. Whenever I'm in trouble, whenever I feel stressed, I never pray. I never pray for myself. And the last resort is that I go onto my terrace, look at a star and pray. And then if anybody's troubling me, God help them. Actually, even God won't be able to help them. I'm sure my mom will make sure that she will take care of everything. And for me, it was always, she thought I was Dilip Kumar.
But there is a resemblance.
Yeah, now, when I see some of the older posters of Dilip Saab, yes, there is a resemblance. I really want to tell her now that I'm not Dilip Kumar, but I'm sort of 10% of that already, and I'll work harder and be that. So she always wished the best for me. She thought I would be an actor, and I remember a lot of people meeting us and telling her he's not good looking enough to become an actor. He doesn't have what it takes to become a film star. So I wish she was here too. She couldn't even see circus really. She was in the hospital dying. And I did take the tape inside, and we tried to play it. But I think by then she was in sort of a coma, so she couldn't really make out what's happening on television. I took special permission from the hospital to do this. But she didn't even see the episodes of circus. So now I just want my films to get bigger and bigger so she can see them from top.
I wanted to ask you that. Are you driven? Because the unusual thing about you, if I had bothered to introduce you, what I would have said about you is that you're an outsider in an industry that's dominated by dynasties, by people who've grown up in film families. You've come from Delhi. You've done television. Everybody says do television and you will remain restricted to the small screen. You've broken all these rules and you're now the biggest star in Bombay. How does it feel to have sort of broken all these rules, to have done it your own way?
You know, I cannot take myself too seriously. I cannot think that the millions are looking at me and they are looking up to me. I'm not someone to be on a pedestal. I'm not someone who should be taken as a role model. I'm not someone who can pass value judgment just by virtue of being where I am. I am someone who's just supposed to come and dance and sing and make everyone happy. At the end of it all, in Hindi, the word sounds a little crass, but I say, a lot of my friends after this interview will also say, you should not say that. But I'm a bhand. I'm a nautanki guy. How can I wear very good suits. I dress up very well. I wear the most expensive makeup, and I drive in a fantastic car. And I'm, perhaps, like you said, one of the bigger names in the Bombay film industry. But no, at the end of it all, I'm just a guy who used to act on street theatre. My roots go back where I've done Tamashagiri on roads. I've done plays in my house with chadars. And I've performed as Inspector Vijay, Inspector Eagle. I've done my Ramleela. I was a monkey in the Ramleela behind Hanuman.
Not even Hanuman?
Not even Hanuman. I was Bol Siyapati
Second monkey from the left, yes.
And I used to catch all the bananas. And I really enjoyed that. At night at 2 a.m. in the morning, you're performing and Bol Siyapati Ramchandra ki jai, Pavan Putra Hanuman ki jai. And I would snatch the bananas from each other. And I really enjoyed it. And when I come and act in Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham, or Devdas, or Ashoka, I still feel I'm snatching the bananas from the air and I'm enjoying myself.
So your epitaph will not be here lies Shah Rukh Khan, greatest actor of his generation. It would be here lies Shah Rukh Khan, he made many people happy.
That's the main thing. Because I have been made so happy, like you said, I'm an outsider. I came to Bombay with a feeling that I wanted to own Bombay because I'd lost.
Is that what you felt when you came?
Yes, I came here because I'd lost my mother. I was very sad, and when you're sad, then you make these stupid promises to yourself. I said, no, I'm going to come and own Bombay. I'm going to rule here. And my mom would be very happy because I'd become a big hero. I came here from Delhi as an outsider without having a dynasty, as you said, to back me up or anyone to look after me.
It must require an enormous amount of confidence and drive to do what you did.
You know, people have a misconception that I'm very confident. It's not that. The logic is I had nothing to lose.
Weren't you scared?
No, you have nothing to lose. You're scared. Now I'm scared. 10 years, I'm one of the biggest stars. Now I have everything to lose. Now I'm scared, I'm nervous. I'm not as blunt as I used to be. Now I bend. Now I'm... it makes me sad, but that's the way it is. And I came exactly for a year. I remember my first interview saying that I'm here for the end of this year. I'll do 5 to 10 films and go back. And I still haven't gone back.
You're still here?
I'm still here.
Did you worry at all about the rules? Don't do television, you'll never make it in cinema. Don't do negative roles, they'll never accept you as a hero.
But I don't like people saying don't do this. It's just like a little child You don't tell a child not to do this.
That's the surest way of getting you to do something.
Yes, I'll do it. I'm like I see my son now and I see my daughter and I say, Aryan, don't do this. And the first thing he does is, don't jump from there, and he jumps. So I'm just like that. It wasn't out of pompous behavior. It wasn't out of arrogance or I don't give a damn or I'm a rebel without a cause and all. It was just because I'm a kid. I really am a child. I really am a child. And I really am a kid. And you tell me don't do this and I'll do it.
And it was as simple as that.
That's it. And I'll just do it. Like my child, he jumps from 10 feet. He doesn't know what can go wrong. That's why he jumps. And I do the same in my films. And I do the same in my life. I jumped from, just recently I jumped from about 18 floors. And it's not because...
You jumped from 18?
In Kirby, yes. I have a wire and I just jumped down. The first time they used a technique like that.
Didn't they ask you to use a double or anything?
They did, but I just wanted to do it because there's one other feeling that my son, when he sees it, he does exactly like me. And I want him to not be cheated on that. So I want him to...
So it's reckless innocence.
No, it's not. It is reckless. It is childlike behavior.
And it's innocence. So it's reckless innocence.
I would like to believe that, and I think so, because I've never done anything with any calculation, and I don't calculate at all. I just go and open my heart and then do the thing. That's it. And I think that is the reason I've touched so many people also. Right. There's no other reason for it.
I'm talking to Shah Rukh Khan. We ended the last segment talking about your reckless innocence. Even then, at that stage, people saw you as being arrogant. Yash Chopra said that before he signed you, he thought you were a very arrogant person. Why was that?
I don't know. A lot of people feel that before they get to know me, actually.
What is it about you?
I think, if you see a guy who's about 25, 26, that's the age I was when I started working here, you don't think of him as a child. You think of him as at least a grown-up young man or a man. And when he behaves like a kid, obviously you don't say, okay, he's childish and sweet. You don't do that. You think he's arrogant and he's pompous. How does he talk like this? Like I remember when I met him, he said, you play the bad guy in the film? Yes, I will. I will play the bad guy in the film. And he says, and you will take an X amount of money. I said, no, I'll take Y amount of money. So he said, what? Nobody tells me that. And he felt, really shocked. I said, look, I want to hear the story. And he told me later that I hated narrating the story to you because nobody's asked me to hear a story from me.
And who were you at that stage?
And who are you?
And he was Yash Chopra.
Yeah, and when we were halfway through the film, I remember in Switzerland, he came up to me and he hugged me and he says, you're the nicest person I've worked with in my whole career. As a matter of fact, at times, my wife tells me that, you being upfront and your sense of humor, a lot of people don't understand. So please shut up.
People say that there is this contrast, the image you have, the image you convey on screen is that of this very lovable character, perhaps even a college student. Of course, you're much older than a college student. Yet when they come to meet you, you're not this lovable, cutesy college student. You're a very intelligent guy. You're a very articulate guy. And that often surprises people. And then they go away saying, array, he's stubborn. Array, he's too confident. He thinks too much of himself. He's got views that are too strong. Do you find that?
Yeah, I find that I'm not as dumb as I look, yeah. I think what surprises them is the simplicity of thought. It's not that I have strong views about certain things, it's just simpler view. Okay, look, I'm here, you want me to act? I'll come and do it, thank you very much. And they're shocked, no. Because I think a lot of people are used to stars, and a lot of people are used to the star system in a certain manner, that there would be an enigma to a star. There would be a certain amount of secrecy attached to the way
the great mystery of a star.
The great mystery of a star. And we walk in and we'll be ushered in by 7, 8 people. And then he will sit down and ask us, what are you going to do? Oh, I'm not going to answer this and I'm not going to talk about this. Yes, I will talk to you later. There's going to be a process. There is no process in terms of accessibility to me. I think the simplicity, these are not strong views. I told you, look, you come and meet me, narrate a story, I'll do it. And you come and narrate a story, so I don't like it. I'm not doing it. Huh?
But you don't compromise that.
Yeah, this is it. It's as simple as that. Why can't we take things without making them out to be a huge process? Why do we have to have this strange kind of red tapeism even in normal dealings day to day? Yes, on the film, I'll create that aura. As an actor, I will do stuff which nobody else perhaps can do, and I will give my life for it. But when we cut the shot, then I'm just the normal guy with you.
The other thing people say about you is partly because you're cut and dried very professionalism, is that you're greedy.
Oh, I'm very greedy. I think
explain that.
I've
seen you on television saying, "Oh, I'm very greedy." Explain what.
Well, I am very
explain
greedy.
that.
I think, and when I say like this is what my wife says, what I was telling you that you get misinterpreted. Yes, I am greedy. I am ambitious.
When you say greedy, what do you mean?
I think, I have read somewhere and I believe that if you let go of greed, you might as well stop living. But people assume that greed is only for money or material stuff. But there's greed for everything. I have greed for life. In the last 10 years, I have worked, I've pushed in 20 years. In my last film, I've pushed in 3 films. In my last shot, I've pushed in 18 shots. In my last effort, and I still make it look effortless. But I think I have very little time on this earth. because I have seen too many things which I thought were permanent go just like this. Whether it's my parents, whether it's their business, whether it's their me being in Delhi, whether 10 years have passed. I have a kid who's 3 years old now, and it's gone like this. The good things go like this, the bad things go like this. They just go. So I don't know. I'm not a fatalist. I'm not saying that I'll die tomorrow or something. But I think I have very little time, and I want to push in as much as I can in that. That is the greed, because when I go to God, I'm a great believer in Allah and God. When I go to God, and He asks me, "Listen, I sent you to earth, and I want to know what all did you do." I want to answer Him back and say, "Ask me what I did not do. That'd be easier." And I want to give that answer to Him. That I don't ask me कि यही किया क्या? मैं इतना भेजा तो 50, 60, 70 साल का हो गया वापस इतना ही किया क्या? I say नहीं. And that is the greed. The greed is not for money. All
But
this is peripheral.
the interpretation is that you've said on the one hand, I'm an entertainer. On the other hand, you've said you're greedy. People put these things together and say Shahrukh Khan will do anything for money.
I guess so, but people don't understand it. That's why my wife says, okay, in this interview I say I'm not greedy. I'm a pious, gentle soul who's reaching
But what
nirvana.
you really mean is you're hungry.
I'm hungry.
You're hungry for life. You're hungry for experiences.
I don't know
You're hungry
much,
for things.
I really don't know how much money I earn, and I swear to God I don't know. I don't know what my accountant does. I've never bothered about that aspect. That's a peripheral. That happens.
Really?
That is a peripheral.
If I asked you today how much you were worth, you would have no idea.
I would have no idea. I remember Mr. Ruya sitting with me in a plane about 5 years ago and told me you're worth 100 crores. I said, what? You give me one and buy me, please.
The other criticism is to further add to this greed thing is that you perform at weddings, etc., which people say, to go back to what you said, ruins the mystique of stars. Why is the guy doing it? He'll do anything for money. How do you respond to that?
And my answer always to anyone who asks me a why, like a child, is why not? What is the problem with that? I'll tell you, like I was in Delhi doing a wedding of a young girl who had come down here and said, look, I would like you to come and do what my mom wants it to do. I went there and performed, and unfortunately her mother was suffering from cancer. And I went down to the hospital at 2 a.m. and I took a 2-in-1, put the song on, and I danced for her.
You put on the music and you danced in that room?
Yes, I danced for her. I danced for her. I said, please, because I came here just to perform for you, because she said your mom is, her mom is unwell. And I'm dancing for you. Now, I don't know the amount of money I took from them. Was it worth this or not? And well, unfortunately, she died after some time. But I'm sure it must have made her happy somewhere. And as I said, I'm an entertainer who makes people happy. Now, if you're, can you put price to things like this? What is so special? I want to ask everyone. I'm sorry, a lot of actors will disagree. What is so special about me that I can't dance at a wedding? So
no, the argument, I'll tell you the argument for what it's worth, not necessarily an argument I subscribe to, is that when you make a movie, it's accessible to everybody. A guy with a 5 rupee ticket can see it, a guy with a 100 rupee ticket can see it, or whatever. You're, in a sense, you have the love and affection of the public. When you dance at a wedding, you're effectively a rich man's plaything. I think that's the criticism.
No, I'm sure a poor man told me to come and dance at his wedding. I'll go and dance if I felt like doing it.
Could you afford
100%. But I've been put in a position which is making people...
Where you the ability to make people happy?
To be people happy. With this just moment of doing Mehndi laga ke rakhna, so they get happy. And it's just a simple thing for me. There's nothing enigmatic about it. There's nothing huge about it. There's nothing out of the world about this. So I get off my car and I dance when my song is playing at a wedding, whosever wedding it is.
Okay.
So I don't know why should anyone... and I'm very proud of it. I am very proud of it. And I think a lot of people misuse this venue also, like they misuse most other venues, by making a big media thing about doing a good thing, doing an opening of a disabled school. I do all that, but I don't want it to be captured on camera. I don't want it to be talked about, and I don't want anyone to turn around and say, Shahrukh is a nice guy. I don't mind people saying Shahrukh is a bad guy. Why? Because like I said, I don't want to justify to people what I do, because I know what I do, and my God will know what I do. And one more thing I'd like to say to the young people, honestly, on this show, if we have a chance, is that I am a role model. I don't have a choice. I have to accept that I am a role model. And I want to tell everyone, there's nothing wrong in wanting to be rich. There's nothing wrong in being ambitious. And you don't have to justify yourself. You don't have to lie for it. You don't have to connive for it. As long as you know that you are right, you want to be rich, I want to live in a big house. You want to live in Taj Mahal, you go ahead and live in Taj Mahal. I mean, you want a big car, work for it honestly, and get it. And drive it, and be happy about it. And show off, be arrogant, be pompous. But that's the way to be. And there's nothing wrong.
No, pompous is not the way to be.
But I don't think there's anything wrong if you have done it honestly. You've not stepped on anybody's toes. You have not been conniving. You have not cheated anyone. It's your money. It's your job.
And you've made it
It's your
honestly.
passion. And it's your love. And it's honest and hard work. Nothing can take that away from you. So when you say, are you greedy? Yes, I'm greedy. When you say you dance at wedding, yes, I'm proud of it. You have no mystery about you. Yes, I have no mystery about me. I'm just a normal guy. You don't talk about your charity. No, I don't talk about it. Because I'm very clear that I wanted all this. I want it for my children. I want it for my wife. I want it for myself. I want a life. The whole point is that I want a life which I live on my terms.
You said in the first segment that when you came, it didn't matter whether you succeeded or you failed. Does it matter now?
Oh yes, it matters one hell of a lot now.
Explain that.
Now I have so much to lose. I cannot imagine not being a star anymore.
You can't imagine.
I can't imagine. I'll be, I don't know what will
Can
happen.
you imagine walking down the street and not being recognized?
No. I'd be shocked. I'd be, maybe, I don't know, I can't even tell you what would happen to me. I'm living somewhere in a well now. My own well, my own kingdom, my own...
And you're king of that well.
I'm the king of that well. If you tell me otherwise, I'd be very disturbed.
Are you insecure about Hrithik Roshan?
No, I'm not insecure about anybody. Why? Because
No,
my
Hrithik Roshan
competition...
specifically, because
No,
that's what everyone says, that you were like uncrowned king of Bombay till he came along, and suddenly it's not so clear-cut.
No, I don't think so. I think two things happen with this when you say that. One, you put too much pressure on someone who's not even seen half the life that I've seen.
Right.
Secondly, which is uncalled for. One should not do that.
Well, he said that himself to me.
It's not fair on someone like that. And secondly, I honestly believe, and I'm not talking about Hrithik, or I'm not talking about Salman, and I'm not talking about Amir, I'm not talking about Ajay Devgan, because a lot of actors get disturbed when I say things like this. I'm talking about me. And I compete with me. Why do I compete with me? Because I don't think anybody else is good enough. And I don't mean to deride anyone. Because if I start looking around me and competing, then everybody I have to compete with. There are 150 people. And I will not be able to work the way I work. I cannot be looking around. You run a race. I used to be a 100-meter runner.
You can't look back.
You don't look back. And you don't look on your side. You don't even look at the guy in front. You just look at your place. And I believe my competition is with me.
It doesn't annoy you when, say, if Hrithik Roshan is getting an award or whatever, is performing at an awards function, they will always cut to you in the audience and hope to get a shot of you looking grim or looking worried. Does that kind of attention make you self-conscious?
No, it doesn't. No, now I go at the award functions and smile all the time, yeah.
Just in case they're getting
that. Yes, I'm an actor, so I keep smiling. I'm not going to give cliches like this place for everybody.
No.
Everybody will get enough work, and sometimes you
There's only one room at the top.
There is only one room at the top, and I belong there, and I live there, and nobody takes that.
And you're not moving out?
I'm not moving out in a hurry, no.
The other thing is your personal life has largely been exempt from rumors and gossip. Off late, of course, there are other rumors, but how do you manage that?
There's a line that I tell everyone whenever I have had to make a choice, which is Forrest Gump's line. I don't know if they allow it on television, but whenever I have to choose between a piece of mine and piece of beef, I go for the former.
You're also not secretive in that. I imagine you'd probably be found out if you were having an affair.
No, I would never be found out.
Oh, really?
I'm a
That's
brilliant
an interesting
actor.
idea.
I'm a brilliant actor. Maybe
Yeah.
they still haven't
Are you
found out.
secretive?
That's why.
Are you secretive?
No, I'm not secretive. But I tell everyone this also. So there are two ways to keep a secret. One is to wear dark glasses. One is to say so much that nobody thinks you have anything to hide. So I normally take the latter course. I say so much and I tell you so much about myself that you never
Do you get
think to
annoyed when
bother.
people write about your personal life?
I get annoyed only when things embarrass me. I get annoyed if they talk about my wife, my sister, my children, and my close friends, people that I love.
People are now suggesting even that you're bisexual because they've run out of girls to link you with. How do you react to something like that?
I really don't know. I find it very strange because when the people that they link me up with, it's a little embarrassing.
Isn't it?
It is a little embarrassing. But
That annoys you.
No, it doesn't annoy me. As long as it's to me, it doesn't annoy me. I don't find anything wrong with bisexuality. Everybody is welcome to what they want to do. I'm not deriding any form of sexuality. People can be kinky. People just need to be happy. I'm not doing certain things. I don't do heroines. I don't do men. I don't do only foreign women. Like somebody told me, somebody said कि तुम सिर्फ गोरे लोगों के साथ सोते हो.
That's why we don't find out.
Yes, we don't find out. It's somewhere in America. And I have a girlfriend in Eskimo land. That's nobody knows.
You rub noses together.
Yes, we rub noses together. But I don't know. You don't get time to do these things. And
And besides, if we working.
nobody can.
Okay, a last question. We're at the end of our time. Shahrukh Khan 10 years from now.
I don't know. One of the qualities which I admire the most about me is that I don't plan for the future. For me, the most important thing right now, right here, is this program. That I hope this went off well. Went off well not only for me, went off well for everyone who put so much faith and got me here.
That's how you live your life.
So 10 years from now, I don't know. Of course, there will be no room at the top for anyone else 10 years from now also.
You're sure about that,
I'm sure about that, but otherwise, there is no other calculated plan how I'll do that. But I'll do it.
Right. Shahrukh Khan, I wish you luck.
Thank you so
May
much.
you always stay at the top.
God bless you.